reliable source for all artificial intelligence news updates. My name is Stephanie Kessel, and I am the co-founder of AthenaX. We are an artificial intelligence implementation consulting firm. If you have the desire to integrate artificial intelligence into your business, reach out to us. We'll take care of you. But if you're just interested in artificial intelligence because it's really cool and also you're hearing about it in the news everywhere and you just want to keep up to date with it, you're in the right place. Just a reminder that because we broadcast live every single day, your videos, if you come to our channel and click the videos tab, there won't be any videos. You have to click the live tab and then all of our videos will show. And that's just a reminder because you'll go to the videos tab and not see anything and then click away. Don't do that. Go to the live tab and everything you need will be right there. To support our channel, please subscribe, like, and click the bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you'll get notified live when I'm going live to report the news. And I go live every single day to report what I find to be the most interesting bits of news that have happened that day or the day before. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's get into it, shall we? All right. So our first article that we're going to discuss today, let me go back to the top, is Leadership Alert. The dust will never settle and generative AI can help. This is a very interesting article. It discusses the fact, it compares businesses to fighter jets and commercial airplanes. And basically it says that the businesses of today are built to last. They're very stable, and inherently with stability comes the inability of maneuverability. That's a lot of abilities there. And it talks about how most airplanes are built to be stable, meaning that after a disturbance, they will return to aeronautical equilibrium with minimum pilot effort. In everyday circumstances, this is highly desirable. You know, with your business, you don't want to be ping-ponging around every time there's an economic scare or the stock market falls. You want to have a bit of stability built around that, right? Well, what they're saying is that this inherently makes business leaders scared of AI. And they're like, oh, let's wait for the dust to settle. Let's wait for AI to, let's wait for us to get our grip on AI and let's see what the other businesses do first before we adopt it. And they're saying that is, in this article, they're saying that is the wrong approach. And, but they're saying to embrace the instability. They're saying that fighter jets are built to be unstable. They are built because they need maximum maneuverability because of all of the different environmental conditions that will impact their flight while in battle. They need to be able to move. However, it does say that in case of a fighter jet, for example, lack of maneuverability would be a real problem during combat. So fighter jets are designed for the exact opposite set of characteristics. They are built for the greatest possible maneuverability, and as a result, they are inherently unstable, or friendlier sounding term, relaxed stability. They're saying businesses should adopt relaxed stability as far as AI goes. The problem is that inherently unstable aircraft are nearly impossible for humans, even highly trained pilots, to control by themselves. What the analogy here is that these highly maneuverable, powerful aircraft have to rely on computerized control systems. Utilizing real-time feedback loops that give the human pilots the best of both worlds, maneuverability and stability. I kind of like this analogy because what they're saying is that you can rely on artificial intelligence within that feedback loop for the business to give your business the best of both worlds. Adopting that artificial intelligence is going to increase your productivity, your profitability, your scalability, and your ability to survive in the next generation of our planet, right? And gives your business maximum maneuverability as the paradigm shift of artificial intelligence takes hold. But it's saying that you can rely on the AI to see you through into the age of AI, which I think is fascinating. It's definitely a feedback loop there. What is AI, or what does this have to do with leadership and dust settling? Quite a lot, as it happens. Today's businesses, like most airplanes, are built for stability. We've already been through that. But making decisions and taking actions, being maneuverable or responsive, is precisely what the company of the present and future is going to need. The conditions of businesses are going to continue to be turbulent. I do think we don't have any idea what business will look like 10 years from now. And therefore, being maneuverable, adaptable, and responsive is going to be, crucial. And just, putting your head in the sand and saying, AI, we're not ready yet, is not the answer. The answer is to dive in before you have all the answers. Generative AI will revolutionize the way we work. AI is the electricity of the 21st century. Ignore it, and your business will be left in the dark. Accenture notes that 97% of global executives agree AI foundational models will enable connections across data types, revolutionizing where and how AI is used. Generative AI integrated with the right customer processes will improve customer experience. They go through some of the different use cases for artificial intelligence, and the article itself is linked below if you want to go into it. But these are some of the most popular uses for businesses right now: customer experiences, chatbots, data analysis, and insights. Of course, you do have to have the correct type of data for AI to be able to analyze it. And so that's another reason why you shouldn't wait to adopt AI, because if you don't know what kinds of data you need for AI to help you, you'll learn that as soon as you dive in. Risk assessment and management, automation and efficiency. That's a big one. That's one of the main, intelligent automation is one of the main tools that we rely on in our business to help other businesses integrate AI into their business. Natural language processing. This is ChatGPT, the large language models, supply chain optimization, fraud detection, pricing optimization, yada, yada, yada. You get it. But I just thought that was a really interesting analogy and thought that it was thought-provoking, and would love to hear your comments. If you want to comment below on what you think, and if you like the analogy, you don't like the analogy, if you think that all businesses should stay just 100% stable without any maneuverability, or the opposite, like, fighter jet or commercial airplane, or a combination of the both. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, next up on our news is, Hey Alexa, what should students learn about AI? And this is from the New York Times. This is today. So it's interesting. So this article speaks about two different events that were happening at the same exact time in the same city. So in Boston today, or I guess the events may not have been today, but this article was written today. In Boston's Roxbury neighborhood, I used to live in Boston, but the Dearborn STEM Academy, a public school in Boston, the 9th and 10th graders had a workshop that Amazon sponsored to teach them how to program Alexa, which is pretty cool. And the purpose of this workshop is because, the senior Amazon executive says we need to create the talent for the next generation. Mr. Prasad, the head scientist for Alexa, told the class. So we are educating about AI at the earliest grassroots level. I love this. I love this. AI is the future, and this is what children in school need to be learning, because this is going to be job security. We don't really know how all of the jobs are going to pan out in the next, 10, 20 years. So, heading for data science, computer science, artificial intelligence is a safe bet if they're into that sort of thing. But Paradoxically, a few miles away, the president of MIT was delivering a more sobering message about artificial intelligence to students from local schools who had gathered at Boston's Kennedy Library for a workshop on AI risks and regulation. So on the one hand, there's a workshop at the STEM schools teaching them how to program Alexa, and the other, they're telling these children, you need to, AI is powerful, but we have to make sure that what it doesn't do is cause harm. So I just thought this article was interesting because it kind of illustrates the global conversation that people are having about AI right now, the good things that are hopefully going to help humanity, and also the sort of, scary things. That uncertainty is always scary. You starting a new job is scary because it's uncertain. You don't know what you're going to be doing. Moving across the country is scary because it's uncertain. It's also exciting. So it's inherent that anything that has any amount of uncertainty is going to be scary. But we do, need to have these broader conversations. And I love that they're involving children in these conversations because they are the future. The push for AI education took on more urgency this year after news about ChatGPT, a novel chatbot. Right now, I think the school systems, especially the public school systems, are trying to determine how to broach the topic of AI and whether to allow students to even use AI. This is a big question in schools right now. Not just higher education for sure, making sure that term papers aren't being written by ChatGPT, but also in ignoring AI in education is not the answer either, because it's not going away. Pandora's box has been opened. All right, that was a pretty cool article. I enjoyed reading. TurboTax. Surely you know who TurboTax is. TurboTax is, if you don't have an accountant and you don't want to do it long form, printing it out and filling it out, then TurboTax does your taxes online. I've used them several times, but though not in the last few years. But so they are developing their own proprietary operating system run by generative AI. So Intuit, the global financial technology platform renowned for its popular products such as TurboTax and MailChimp, has announced a proprietary generative artificial intelligence operating system dubbed GenOS, designed to tackle various financial challenges, including tax, accounting, marketing, and personal finance. What their goal is, they want to be, it says, our vision is to become the financial assistant in our customers' pockets that fuels their livelihoods and in turn creates a thriving economy. It's interesting what they're calling part of their generative AI that runs this proprietary software is they're calling it a financial large language model that specializes in solving financial challenges. So they have 4 different core components of the operating system. It's Gen Studio for development, Gen Runtime for real-time model selection, Gen UX for user interface consistency, and the financial large language models. These models offer actionable insights and can even connect users with human experts. With a focus on accuracy, data protection, and personalized information, Intuit is poised to provide valuable solutions across its product portfolio. So this is interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on, and this article, by the way, is from the Jerusalem Post. I'm going to keep an eye on this because I do think that they are trying to kind of take over the fintech space. And if their platform is run by generative AI, I would like to see where it lands in the next few years. So they want it to be a personal financial assistant for, the population. We'll see what that looks like. So I'll keep an eye on that and update you as new developments come. So it says our strategy as a company is to be an AI-driven expert platform, and it's a strategy we declared over 5 years ago. We're looking at our sites and how they fit into the strategy, and a lot of their platform and software is built in Israel, they talked about. Okay, so something to keep an eye on with Intuit. I'd like to see where that goes. Next up in the news, gotta love Mark Zuckerberg. Basically, this is just, it's not really new news, but Mark Zuckerberg announced that he is going to be using AI actively to compete with TikTok. TikTok is the social media platform that kind of knocked Facebook off of its pedestal a little bit. And I think he wants that status back. So to combat TikTok, which Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg has cited as a rising threat, the company said it would more actively use artificial intelligence to recommend content to users from around the social network, as opposed to populating their feeds mostly with posts from friends and family. So it's interesting because a few years ago, Facebook went away from this and purposefully chose to populate your feed with posts from friends and family because it wanted to be viewed as a community-based app. I remember that change, and that was one of the changes that happened that affected businesses, because businesses, even if you liked a business's page and you wanted to see their posts, you were not going to see them anymore because they were kind of cutting out businesses, even though you had, by liking it, you had said you wanted to see it. They said, no, friends and family only. So interesting that they are switching up that algorithm again, which is why you can never, as a business owner, be sure and confident that once you found a magic formula while running ads or creating content, that the algorithm won't change. It will. And forever. It will constantly be changing. Okay. Meta had previously expanded the availability of its own short-form video format known as Reels. Mr. Zuckerberg said the company's artificial intelligence will serve as a discovery engine that can show you all of the most interesting content that people have shared across our system. You know, I think this is probably a really good move on Meta's part, because the reason that TikTok apparently is so addicting is that its algorithm is so efficient at showing you what you want to see, what you tell it that you want to see. So we'll see what happens. And lastly, the ethics of using generative artificial intelligence in the practice of law. So this is what you need to know. So the use of generative AI like ChatGPT in law practice raises ethical concerns around client confidentiality and informed consent due to the AI's ability to use input data for model improvements. This is the concern with ChatGPT across the board, not just for law. And that's why, organizations, large corporations have forbade the use of ChatGPT within their system. They don't want any of their secrets getting leaked out. Cases like Samsung and Apple employees inadvertently sharing confidential data illustrate this. Rule 1.6a of the American Bar Association model rules of professional conduct and Rule 11.106 of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office rules prohibit revealing client-related information without informed consent. Both rules also mandate reasonable efforts to prevent unauthorized or inadvertent disclosure. The potential for generative AI to incorporate information from unknown sources in outputs creates issues for patent applications. The inclusion of potentially third-party information could challenge patent ownership and introduce unidentified inventors. While the benefits of AI tools in accelerating information acquisition and aiding in the description of innovation may be tempting, the ethical considerations require legal practitioners to be competent, understand how the AI uses data, and obtain fully informed consent from clients. Managing practitioners have a duty to supervise their employees in the use of generative AI. Practitioners must be cautious when relying on AI, ensuring that they meet ethical standards of competence, even when using such tools. Yes, agreed. We have to be careful. It's a double-edged sword a little bit because ChatGPT gets smarter and better the more we interact with it and the more information we give it. However, you can never extract that information once inserted. So it remembers everything. So, be careful what you tell it. That is it for today's edition of our live artificial intelligence news. Please like, subscribe, and click that bell icon if you want to get updated when I post again. I think what I'm also going to do, just an FYI, is start doing maybe a few news articles, a few interesting to me news articles. You please mention in the comments which topics that you prefer, so that I'm doing this for a broader audience. I'm starting with what I am particularly interested in, but would prefer to make this interesting to you. So please let me know. But also, I am going to start doing a little at the end, showing an AI tool that I have used. There's like 100,000 AI Chrome extensions, or maybe more than that. Maybe it's 200,000. And about 200,000 new AI tools were released last week. 1 week. Last week. So I think it would be prudent for me to not review, but like show you a new tool every week or every day. I will never run out, because there's new tools developed every single day. And I think that would be really fun for everybody. So tune in and please comment and like, subscribe, bell icon, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching to the very end. And I look forward to seeing you either later today or tomorrow. All right. Have a great one. See you.